Hey guys, welcome back to Semiconductor series. So in this lecture, it's a very important lecture because many of the guys may not know the exact meaning of Fermi levels and what's the density of states and what the charge carrier concentrations will do. So in this next 3 to 4 videos that we are going to see it very detailedly. So if you think that your friends or anyone need this kind of understanding, please like and share the channel and subscribe it so that everyone will be get helped of these kind of videos. So let's get into the core. So the Fermi levels. So there is two kind of illustration that we can take into account. So what is Fermi level? That it shows the concentration of charge carriers in a given semiconductor. So what it shows is it shows the concentration of charge carriers. So concentration, or even they will mention density. So density is nothing but same concentration or how much electrons it's present. So density of charge carriers in semiconductor. So charge carriers. So for an example, if n, the charge carrier of a electron is greater, then what will happen? If the n is less than p, then what will happen? If n and p which is equal, then what will happen? These things we are going to see. So this we know, this is n type. This we know, this is p type, and this is intrinsic semiconductor. So there is nothing will happen. So in this case, what will happen? The plenty of electrons will be available above the middle region that we already discussed, right? The many number of charge carrier will be available right just below the conduction band. So here what will happen? The Fermi level close to conduction band. This detail we already know. So that is for the Fermi level also stating below conduction band. In p type what will happen? Fermi level is close to valence band. The Fermi level is close to valence band because it's p type, right? So many number of holes will be available near to valence band. Okay, here nothing will happen at center. There will be no change. It will be at center center of energy band. So second illustration is that below it all the energy levels are occupied by electrons. Below it means below the Fermi level all the energy levels are occupied by electrons. I will draw a graph so that you will be able to understand it detailedly. All the energy levels are occupied by electron. So it's stating that Fermi level is the upper whole threshold below which everything is occupied by electrons. Okay, occupied by electrons, and above it all are empty. And above the Fermi level, above it all energy levels are empty. All energy levels are empty. Okay. So this condition is also state only at 0 Kelvin only, because after that the behavior will change. So there we are making the representation constant to 0 Kelvin. So let's understand it more clearly. So let me draw a diagram. So let's take a first case that it is an intrinsic semiconductor. So this is an intrinsic semiconductor. So if we take this is a let's take this is a conduction band, and this is the center of the energy band, and this is the valence band. So this is the thing that we are taking into observation. So this is what conduction band, the lower level of conduction band. Maybe some other bands are also there, so it will be more number of bands will be there. So that thing we are just ignoring. So here also below which many number of bands will be there. So that things we are ignoring. So because it's a group of thing only, we'll call as a band, right? So here I am for rest representing lower and upper band of these things. This is valence band. So center thing is the EF of I. So this is Fermi level in intrinsic band. So this is at center. There is no changes, nothing will happen. So let's take a second case. Let's say n-type. So this thing will not change. This thing will be similar. So let me just copy paste it here. So this will be same. So there will be no change here. But what the thing is that, and another one extra energy level will be available right below the valence band. Sorry, conduction band. This thing we already discussed. More number of electrons will be available above, right? Above this one. So that one they are making the probability that this is the energy level. We can even make it clearly that this is the threshold up to which more number of electrons will be available. So this is what? This is the donor energy level. This is some virtual level that we are making. So what the thing is that more number of electrons or the electrons will be available at this state. So above which state, here we will representing that as a EF of n. So this is the Fermi level in n type. So here you can see below which all the energy levels are filled with electrons. So here every energy levels will have electrons. So that is what the analogy that they are saying. So this is the uppermost threshold below which every energy level is occupied by the electrons. So that is what the thing. So this EFI is a virtual thing that will not be there. So we are making that is the center of the energy band. So that is what below which all the energy levels will be occupied by the electrons. So that is what the analogy that the Fermi level will take place and will let us know. So let's take the P type. So this is the third type of understanding, third type. So let's take a P type. We know that more number of holes will be available near to the valence band. So here let's take more number of holes will be available. Above which also fully holes, but below which every state will be occupied by the electrons. So here we can take the assumption that this is the level below which everything is occupied by electron. So this is the EFP. Okay, and this level above which we have seen, right, some kind of holes will be presented. So this region we can say this is the acceptor level. So here the holes will be presented. So that is we can state the energy level of acceptor atom. So this is the state that this is the EPF, that is the below which every energy level will be occupied by the electrons. So this is the Fermi level of P type. So this is the thing that we need to carefully understand. So in intrinsic semiconductor there will be no EF, the thing it is at center. So EP of H we can state that is this is equal to Fermi level, just EF. But in case of N type, that will be changed to EFN and that will be lying close to conduction band, and in P type that will be close to valence band. So this is the thing you need to understand. I hope this is very clear for you guys. So even if you have any doubts, please post in the comment section or rewatch the video. So another one important thing that we have to understand here is that when doping increases, so we have already see about the degenerated and non-degenerated things, right? So in degenerated n-type semiconductor, it's due to more number of doping. What will happen? The Fermi level will go into the conduction band. The Fermi level, the EFN, will be overlapped over the conduction band. So this thing we already learned. So I am explaining one more time. Will be overlapped with the conduction band. Overlapped with conduction band. In degenerated P type, what will happen is the Fermi level will be touching or overlapped with the valence band. So degenerated P type. So in the degenerated cases, none of the theories will work. Semiconductor theory physics will not work. So up to non-degenerate things only we will be working. So EFP will be touching or overlapped. Will be overlapped. Will be overlapped with valence band. Okay, I hope it is understood for you guys. So if you guys have any doubts, please ping in the comment section so that I will be explaining it again so that you guys won't have anything. So let me draw one small diagram so that you guys able to understand it more clearly for the degenerated semiconductor. Okay, so this is not needed. So let me draw conduction band, the lower level of conduction band. This is the upper level of valence band, and let's draw some group of things like this is some kind of things. Let's take 2 lines. So here comes another one graph. Okay, so this is the EC, this is the EFN. So here you see the EFN need to be here, somewhere here, but due to the increase in temperature or doping, it's went above into the conduction band. So this is EV. So this is what? This is degenerate N type. So these kind of questions are also already asked in gate examination. So they will represent, they give this graph and they will ask what type of semiconductor is this. So we from this we can see the Fermi level of n type is above or touched or overlapped with the conduction band. So then that is a degenerate n type because of highly doping or because of increase in temperature. This is happening. So some kind of representation they usually have, which is n plus n plus plus. So this is lightly doped. This is slightly doped. This is moderately doped. This is moderately doped. And this is heavily doped. So in the heavily doped cases only, mostly we will be seeing, we will be able to get the degenerated semiconductor things. Not all heavily doped are things. Heavily doped with increase in temperature will make a root cause for the degenerate semiconductor. I hope this is very understood for you guys. So even if you guys have any doubts, please post in the comment section. I will for sure rectify it. Thank you. Stay tuned for the next upcoming lecture. Like, share and subscribe the channels.